like if you blinked, you missed it. That's how fast he was going. So that was interesting. But yeah, just so a whole lot of interesting shit going on. But the biggest thing the biggest takeaway from this episode was that Coulson's a badass. And, with Coulson gone, they've got another team that they're putting together, and they got Lincoln and they got that other dude, Jose. I can't remember his last name, but the guy that I thought they just introduced once and got rid of, they actually had him come back. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, he's back, and that's cool. So like what they're doing, it looks like they're putting together a team, and it's a super team. Like it's not just shield agents. This is like straight up. You've got the dude that can melt metal and build things out of it now. Then you've got Lincoln, who is the guy that can control electricity and shit, and he can hit you with that like Emperor's like dark force lightning. And then you've got Quake or Daisy, who can control vibrations and shit. So I mean, you got a little super squad going, and I mean, I think they're going to keep building that, and it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be nice to see. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, so next episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we'll pick that up and keep running with it. The other shit that I watched this week was The Flash and Arrow. They had the Legends of Today and Legends of Yesterday, which is the prequel to Legends of Tomorrow, the new show that's coming out, I think, in January, when everything is, on hiatus. So when Arrow and Flash go on hiatus for, their mid-season break, Legends of Tomorrow is actually going to be the show that fills in. So some cool shit there. I mean, Vandal Savage was pretty fucking cool. He definitely was. I mean, it was this is what fucking gets me, man. How is DC like killing it in TV? Like, I mean, they are literally like doing everything right. I mean, The Flash is awesome. The character's great. They got a great actor for him. They got a fantastic cast on Arrow. Some of the shit can be cheesy and hokey at times, but hey, it's a superhero TV show. What do you expect? The fact that these motherfuckers are wearing like costumes and masks and fighting crime is just, it's cheesy and hokey. I mean, what do you expect? But I mean, that's what we love. We love our superheroes, man. And just what it is really the character interactions and stuff like that. And if the costumes look cool, then hey, no harm, no foul. And they've done a really good job with the costuming. They've done an excellent job with getting the characters right and the character development and introducing new characters to the team. Weaving people in and out of the story and just making it fun. And I don't understand how they can do that on TV with a much smaller budget than you would ever get in a theatrical production. But then in the theater, like, give us some bullshit like what's coming up. Batman v Superman could surprise still. I'm gonna hold out hope that what I saw was like just horrible editing, and maybe some of the shit that I'm seeing wrong. Okay. But it wouldn't surprise me if this movie turned out to be like the Power Rangers TV show, which, was great for TV, not great for cinema. Anyway, my point is the Legends series that is coming up. The prequel that we got was awesome. We got introduced to Hawkgirl, Hawkman. You had some really cool interactions between Hawkgirl and Cisco. I love Cisco. The fact that, he found love with Kendra, and she actually seems to love him back, but there's some tragic shit that's pulling them apart, which is kind of cool. So, I mean, it's difficult to swallow because it all happened within like fucking a week, right? But it is what it is. It's TV, it's storytelling, and you got to do shit for the sake of the story. We find out that Ollie's got a kid, and I don't know, the mom is being kind of weird about it. Like, she's just like, I don't want anybody to know. Nobody knows. Nobody can know that it's your kid, right? And I kind of get it. I mean, it's not that weird, but I mean, when it comes to her, I don't know, maybe, I guess I get it. All right, because the mom's just like, yeah, you know what? You can't tell your woman either. You can't tell Felicity. And he's just like, okay. And I'm just like, dude, you got to tell Felicity, man. You can't not tell Felicity. But maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But she's not going anywhere, and he's not going anywhere. So I don't think there's any reason to not tell her. He's trusted her with his biggest secret, and if he can trust her with that, he can trust her with the secret of his son, and she shouldn't have to find out from somebody else, which she might eventually do, which is going to be a lot harder and it's going to be a lot worse for him down the road. But yeah, poor guy, man. Like, he gets, because like there's a scene where he does tell Felicity, or he doesn't tell Felicity, but Felicity finds out and approaches him with it. And he had just found out that he had a kid, like within like the last like 24 hours. Like, he hadn't had a chance to like talk to her or really tell her yet. And she confronted him with it, and he didn't really deny it, but he skirted around the issue and like kind of lied and was like, I was doing something else, when he was really finding out that he had a kid and shit. So she laid into him and like basically broke up with him because he lied and didn't tell her the truth. But I mean, dude, like, you just found out, like, here you are, you got a kid that's like, how old is that kid? I think he said the kid was like 9 or something like that. Yeah, I think he said the kid was 9 years old or some shit. And you just found out that you have a kid that's 9 years old, and the woman that had the kid with you, like the mother, is telling you, don't tell anybody or you're never going to have a relationship with your son, right? And you're trying to process this shit. Like, give the guy a little bit of fucking time to process shit. I know she doesn't know the whole story, but she should know. She should realize that she doesn't know the whole fucking story. Just wait until you do know the whole story before you make a decision on whether or not you want to continue your relationship with Ollie, right? But she just storms off. She breaks up with him. That ends up like putting him off his game, and then the whole world suffers for it, right? And that's the type of shit that I believe is how the world ends, man. Like, a woman I'm sorry, it's not just women, because guys are like this shit too, but somebody in a relationship is going to make a rash fucking decision, and it's going to throw somebody off their game, and they're going to fucking go to work one day and just be like, fuck it, and just press a button and just launch missiles, right? Like, something's going to happen like that, and that's how the world's going to end. It's going to be over some stupid fucking retarded like fight between a couple, but anyway, that's what I've seen. Those are the things that I've looked at. Those are the things that I think are cool. But in this situation, that's not really what happened. It's cool. They decided, to reverse time again with the Flash's powers, which, it doesn't really, like, he doesn't reverse time. I'm sorry. He actually just goes back in time himself, which is kind of cool. Like, it's actually a really cool ability. It's not like Superman flying around the world and fucking turning it backwards so that he can bring Lois back. It's literally like he's running so fast that he's, going back, like he can go back in time. Like, he's just running so fast that he breaks the space-time continuum and shifts in time and goes backwards, right? So it's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. It's actually in line with what he can do in the comics. It's a thing. Obviously, it's not scientific. It's not something that is, that's not far-fetched at all. But it's not far-fetched, like, again, flying around the world and reversing the spin of the world, the direction that the Earth is spinning in, to rewind time. Because that, I'm pretty sure it doesn't work that way either. I think if you started doing that, everything would just fly off the fucking planet and we would just die, like, immediately. But scientifically, that's awful. That's awful as far as like the scientific validity. But the Flash's thing, you can't really disprove it either, right? Where this one you can probably disprove by what I just said. Like, you stop as soon as the Earth stops, right, rotating, everything just flies off it, and we all die. But anyway, that Superman movie, by the way, is still way better than any fucking Superman movie that ever came out after it. So, thank you. That movie made me believe a man could fly. Anyway, back to the discussion. They decided to go back in time, or have the Flash go back in time, and then like fix shit. And he fixes things, and everything works out, and they save the day, and we're moving on to Legends of Tomorrow. And now we can actually get on with Arrow and Flash, and actually have an Arrow show and a Flash show that doesn't involve Legends of Tomorrow or whatever. So good job. Back to business. Let's take care of Damien Dark, and in the Flash's world, let's take care of Zoom. I can't wait till he actually faces off against Zoom and takes. I know he's going to end up taking that fucking. There's a serum that Dr. Wells from Earth 2 generates that is actually like an enhancement or an enhancer to his superpower. So it makes him go faster or whatever. So he hasn't taken that yet. I actually can't wait to see if he does. I'm pretty sure he will. And that's going to be cool because he'll get to face off against Zoom again and hopefully beat the shit out of him. And yeah, that's about it. I'm going to wrap it up. No stupid phrases this week. We didn't have it last week either, but trust me, something's going to come up. I am going to hear